Well, hello everyone. This is Dr. Tanya Biglow, and I have another recording for you today. So I want you to grab a pen and a piece of paper, sit back and relax, because here we go. Have you ever experienced self-sabotage? Well, maybe you're saying to yourself, no, Tanya, everything that has stopped me from getting from where I am to where I want to be has been everybody else's fault. It's never my fault. It's always someone else's fault. And I'm here to ask for you to possibly have an open mind to think about it in a different way. So if you're ready, what we're going to talk about today is how to uncover the secret of self-sabotage and answer the old age question, how to become successful. So who's ready to achieve amazing success in their life? Are you ready? Great. So today we're going to uncover the secret of self-sabotage. And so one of the main things that actually puts us in a place of self-sabotage would be bad habits, right? So every morning we have a routine, but it's not just every morning. There are days where you have routines, or there are things that you work on each and every day that operates in a routine. When you get up in the morning, you have a routine, whatever that is, right? For lunchtime, you have a specific routine, whether you take a break from work or you put your phone down and you say, this is the next 30 minutes, that's just my quiet time, or whatever. Maybe you have a routine for dinner. You come home, you do a certain activity to prepare for dinner. Maybe every night you sit down and you eat by yourself, or everyone sits at the family dinner table or breakfast table and eat, whatever it is. Maybe you have a routine at night that you get ready for rest. You take a bath, you brush your teeth, whatever that routine is. It's a habit that you've actually created. But I want to look at it another way, that there may be some bad habits that we've created. And it's those bad habits that take us out of the game. So we're going to talk a couple of moments about how you can uncover the secrets to self-sabotage and some of the main things that actually are happening that we don't even know is happening. So one, we're talking about the bad habits, but then also what we're going to do is acknowledge our weaknesses, right? What really, truly takes you out of the game? I mean, seriously, whether it's cookies that serve as your downfall to your diet, or you can't resist checking social media every 2 minutes, I encourage you to acknowledge your bad habits. And these are not things that you do like on your cheat day for your diet or in your downtime. These are things that you're doing when you have a goal set. These are actions that you're taking outside of your luxury time. So we want to focus on those things, okay? Now, what I want to ask you to do is don't act like they don't exist, or don't minimize the negative impact your bad habits have on your life. Own it. Know what totally takes you out of the game. Acknowledge what your Achilles heels are. And then once you acknowledge what your weaknesses are, what I want you to do is minimize or mitigate access to your weaknesses. Now, as much as we'd like to believe we have enough willpower to resist even the most alluring entertainment, it only takes one moment of weakness to convince ourselves to cave into temptation. I'm a living witness. Ask me how I know. So making it difficult to access those temptations can be pivotal to increasing your self-discipline, right? If your weakness is Facebook, turn off the internet while you're working. If you can't resist overspending when you go to the mall, then leave your credit card at home and only take a small amount of cash. Now, these are just some small things, and these are just a couple of examples that you could possibly entertain and utilize. But whatever it is that allows you to stop working towards what it is that you want, I want you to take heed and remove access as much as possible to those things. Okay? So next we want to work on practicing self-control, or what I call, for those individuals who are part of the CODA community and you've gone through the CODA program, you know that we are exercising emotional control. See, it's normal to want to avoid pain and discomfort, but trying to eliminate all discomfort will only reinforce to yourself that you can't really handle distress. So we can usually stand a lot more discomfort than we think we can. So practicing allowing yourself to exercise uncomfortable emotions like boredom, like frustration, like sadness, like loneliness, can increase your tolerance to negative emotions that you have, that you may have experienced, that could actually increase your ability for self-discipline. So I don't know, if you're able to practice being bored or being uncomfortable, or if you're able to practice pushing yourself a little further in your exercise routine, or just sitting and putting yourself in a space where you're like, I don't know what this is or what to do, right? That actually increases your tolerance. So we want to make sure that we always put ourselves into uncomfortable situations so that you can realize that you can exercise some powerful emotional control, right? So the other thing that we want to talk about is how to recover from mistakes more effectively. Listen, nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm sure that you have had situations that have happened that you're like, man, I wish I could have handled that differently. But I want you to look at this. Self-discipline comes easier on some days rather than others. I am a key witness that every day is a good day. Some are just better than others, right? So if you're feeling stressed about an upcoming presentation, or if you have a little anxiety about making a phone call, you may convince yourself to skip it, not to do it, right? If you wake up in the morning and there's a certain weight that you want to be, or a certain way that you want your body to look, and you're dreading getting up and putting on your workout clothes to do that workout, or you're excited about your most recent business deal, and there are many things that will show up in your space and on your journey, and making mistakes is just a part of the process of becoming better. The way you recover from those mistakes is really what's most important, right? So the key is to acknowledge your mistakes, move on from them, and then even resolve them to be better the next time. Nobody's perfect the first time out, but as long as you keep moving forward, that's all that matters, okay? So we want to make sure that we recover from our mistakes more efficiently and more effectively. Now, what we also want to do is make sure that we implement fail-safe tactics, right? So we just said we're going to make mistakes. And although it may not be easy to acknowledge your weaknesses, it may not be easy to acknowledge the fact that you made a mistake, admitting your shortcomings is key. And believing that you can control your actions is most important. Now, all I ask and all I encourage you to do is cancel any overt distractions that may be lingering, and implementing the fail-safe will set you in a position of power and cause you to revert back to a safe condition in the event of a breakdown, right? So typically, we're working, and then when something bad shows up, it's easy for us to go back to that fail-safe, to say, yeah, I tried it, but that didn't work out, so I'm going to revert back to my safety point. But I want you to really implement those fail-safe tactics. Implement a coach or hire a coach. Talk to a mentor. Put things in place that will allow you an opportunity to recover in a quick way. You know, if you're at the mall and you're spending way too much and you come home and you're like, oh my God, I was only supposed to spend $100, but I wound up spending $500. You know, talk to someone. And at the end of the day, guess what you could do? Take it back. I know that may be difficult. You would not believe how many times I look when I got home and I got all this stuff and I say, yes, no, I have to take half of this stuff back because I'm just spending frivolously, right? So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Those are some of the things that may serve as a self-sabotaging experience that totally takes you out of the game. So if you want to be successful, acknowledge them, own it, mitigate access to it, recover quickly, and move on. And what I teach is you're never sorry. You just do better next time. So this is a Dr. Tanya Bigelow coming to you live in full effect. And I want to say peace until the next recording. Bye-bye for now. Stop those bad habits.